Hi guys, welcome to another video by Dr. Link Does Math. The content in this video is geared towards 6th grade math standards. These videos are public so that my students may access this information easily, as well as anyone else looking for math help. I hope you find this video helpful. If you do not, I hope you can find what you're looking for elsewhere. There's a lot of information out there. Be aware that I'm not perfect, so there may be the occasional mistake. I apologize in advance if this should happen. So today, we're going over 12.1, collecting and tabulating data. Specifically, we're going to cover what a statistical question is, tally charts, and how to use tally charts to answer various questions. So we have 3 vocabulary words. First one is frequency. Frequency means how often a piece of data such as an item or number occurs. So basically, how often something happens. Second, variability. Variability means a wide range of data. In other words, you're going to have multiple data values. Lots of data values. So variability, root word vary, means there's just going to be a lot of information. It's going to range from high numbers to low numbers, all kinds of numbers. Lots of data, in other words. Our last one, statistical question. Statistical question is a question that can be answered by collecting data and, important, where there will be variability in the data. So, a question that can be answered by collecting data, and not just a little bit of data. We're talking a lot because we need something that's going to have variability. And again, variability is multiple data values. You've got a wide range of data and information. So, lots of info. All right, so real quick, a few examples of what is and isn't a statistical question. So, 3 examples. Are the following examples of statistical questions? First one, how old are the students in my school? If I were to collect information for this, would I have multiple data values? Would I have a wide range of data? Yes, I would. There's going to be lots of students, and they're going to have ages that range from, could be 10 years old, 11, 12, 13, 14. So there's a wide range of data, and there's going to be a lot of data that I could collect. Hundreds of values. So this one is yes, it is a statistical question. Specifically, why? Pretty much because there's lots of data values that you can collect. All right, the second one, how old am I? If I were to answer this, am I going to be able to have lots of data collected? Will I have variability? No. How old am I? That can be answered with one data value. So there's not a wide range of data. You're not going to have lots of data values, just one. So this is no, that's not a statistical question. Again, why? Because there's only one data value. You can answer it. One word, done. So, in other words, there's no variability. All right, last example. How many hours do students spend on their phones in a week? If I asked just my class alone, I'm going to get lots of answers, lots of data values. Some students might say a couple hours, some might say 0 hours, some might say 10 hours, 20 hours, who knows? So there's going to be multiple data values. There's going to be a wide range of data. So there's going to be lots of variability. So this is a statistical question. Again, it boils down to the fact that there's lots of data to be collected. All right. We have a scenario that we're going to look at. So, Sean wants to find out how students in his class get to school. To do this, he can collect data using one of three methods. Now, just because you can collect data using whatever method doesn't mean it's good or reliable. So let's go through a few methods that Sean is looking at. Method 1, carrying out observations. So observations is a way to collect information. In this example, Sean can stand at the door and observe how his classmates arrive to school, and he could jot down this information. Now, what is good about this? He can actually see with his own eyes how they're getting to school. What are some cons? Well, if he stands at the school door and he's observing how his classmates are arriving at school, you need to think schools have multiple entrances. Is he at the bus lot? Is he in the car rider lot? Is he where walkers come in? Is he where the students come in riding bicycles? He can't cover everywhere by himself. So, seems like not very reliable. Method 2, he can conduct surveys through interviews. As in, face-to-face, he talks with them, he asks questions, and he gets answers. So he can interview his classmates to find out. You might say, well, this is super reliable. He gets the answers right from his classmates. However, what if his classmates don't want Sean to know how he gets to school? Maybe they think he's a creeper. Who knows? Maybe Sean is new. They don't trust Sean yet. So they might not give him honest answers. They might actually lie in the interview. So while he can get actual answers right from their mouths, they might be lying. They might not give him honest feedback. Last method, or another method, would be conducting surveys using a questionnaire. Questionnaire just simply means a written form. You ask your question, and a person is able to select their answers. So, Sean can prepare a questionnaire for his classmates to complete, such as this one. So, how do you get to school? Check the box next to how you usually come to school. Choose only one option: walk, bus, bicycle, car. Now, with this method, do you see any spot where it's asking for their name? No. So with this, students can remain anonymous. They don't have to say who they are. They don't have to tell Sean how they get to school. They are more likely to give an honest answer because they can just fold this paper, throw it in a basket, and Sean will not know specifically who answered what. So when it comes down between these three methods, this one is going to be the best. Now, are these other two methods useless? No. But in this scenario, this one's going to be the best. He's going to get honest answers. It's quick, it's fast, it's efficient. He gets their answers. All right. So, Sean uses a tally chart to record the results of his survey. So he decided to go this one. He counts the tally marks to find out how many students use each form of transportation. Find the frequency of each piece of data. So Sean organizes his information in what we call a tally chart. So he records how do students get to school. He's got his options: walk, bus, bicycle, car. Then he's got his tally mark. So when he pulled out each slip, he put a tally for every time someone said walk, or bus, or bicycle, or car. Next, this is asking for the frequency. Frequency is how often a piece of data occurs. So to complete this chart, you simply count your tallies. So how often did walking occur? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the frequency of walking is 8. It's just simply that it happened 8 times. That's all that number is. So frequency, how often did it happen? So how often did someone say, oh, I'm a bus rider? 5, 10, 11, 12, 13 people said they're bus riders. Next, bicycle. 1, 2, 3, 4. And last, car riders. 5. Now, your tallies and frequencies represent the same piece of information. One's just easier to get your information much faster. Like here, I would have to count. So we write the frequency so we can get that information quickly. They should match though. So let's check. 5, 10, 15, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So I see 30 total values on this one. 13 plus 8, 21, plus 4 is 25, plus 5, I get 30 total values. So my data matches, or at least Sean's does. So we're good. Now, this chart tells me, or could tell me, various different things. Before we answer some questions, let's note that the highest frequency is this, the 13, and the lowest is 4. Now, the 13 just means more people ride the bus. This low frequency just means not very many people ride a bike. Okay, first question. What's the most common form of transportation? So our choices are walk, bus, bicycle, car. The frequency is a fast way to tell us that. So what has the highest frequency? The 13, so that would be bus. So we're going to say bus is the most common form of transportation. Because it had the highest frequency. Our next question. What is the least common form of transportation? So I look for the lowest frequency. What happened the least? Again, frequency is how often did something happen. So, this didn't happen very often. Whatever it's for. Let's see. It is riding a bicycle. Only 4 people said they ride a bike. So we're going to say bicycle is the least common form of transportation. Next question. How many more classmates travel by car than bicycle? So we need both pieces of information. So how many travel by car? 5. How many travel by bicycle? 4. So traveling by car is 5. Traveling by bicycle is 4. I want to know how many more classmates travel by car. As you can see, there's more of them. Not many. So I'm going to subtract 5 minus 4, and I get 1. So that means 1 more classmate travels by car. Last question for this scenario. How many classmates did Sean survey? We kind of already answered this at the beginning when we checked to see that our data values matched. So how these tally marks or these frequencies represent the people. Most often that's what your frequencies are going to represent, people, but it can be items or events or things that happen. So in this case, it is people. So 8 people walked, 13 people rode bus, 4, and then 5. So you would add those numbers up, 8 plus 13 plus 4 plus 5, and you're going to get the 30 that we came up with earlier. So that means Sean surveyed 30 classmates. All right, next scenario and last one. Irene used a questionnaire to find out the number of brothers or sisters her classmates have. Then she used a tally chart to record her results. So you'll notice she's already done the tallies for us. We don't have to do that. First, find the frequency of the data below. So in other words, we're going to find out how often did something happen. So number of brothers or sisters, 0. So how often did someone say they have no siblings? They're an only child, in other words. 1, 2, 3. Next, how often did someone say, oh, I only have one brother or sister? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2 brothers or sisters? 5, 6, 7. 3 brothers or sisters? 5. 4 brothers or sisters? 2. 5 or more brothers or sisters? Just one person. So either this one person is very happy because they have a lot of people to talk to, play with, whatever, or they probably try to hide in the room to get away from all of those people. I would have fit in this category right here. Okay, so we have found the frequencies. We found how often people said that. Again, these represent the people who answered. Okay, next question. How many siblings do most of Irene's classmates have? So I'm looking for the highest frequency. So our highest frequency is 9. Now be careful with these numbers. I don't want to say 9 people, I don't want to say people had 9 siblings. I need to make sure I'm looking at these numbers correctly. This is saying 9 people have 1 brother or sister, like not 9 brothers or sisters, because frequency is how often it happens. This is our title and what those numbers mean. So, how many siblings do most of Irene's classmates have? Most of the classmates, 9 of them, have 1 brother or sister. So that's our answer. Most classmates have 1 brother or sister. Next question. How many of Irene's classmates have 2 or more? So 2 or more. So that would be this row, this row, this row, or this row. 2 or more. So 7 plus 5 plus 2 plus 1. So that's going to be 7, 8, 9, 10, 15. So 15 classmates have 2 or more siblings. All right, last 2 questions. How many classmates does Irene have altogether? So again, our frequency represents our people. So these are the people with 0. These are the people with 5 or more brothers or sisters. So we're just going to count those up. We'll just show our work right here, or imply that we're doing our work. So we've got 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 plus 7 is 19, plus 5 is 24, plus 2 is 26, plus 1 is 27. So 27 total. All right. How many classmates does Irene have altogether? Irene has 27 classmates altogether. All right. How many classmates have one or fewer siblings? So one or fewer. That means we're going to look at these top two rows. One or fewer. So that would be 9 plus 3. So 12. So 12 classmates have one or fewer siblings. All right. That is it for statistical questions and tally charts and how to use them to answer various questions. I hope this has helped. If it has not, I hope you can find what you're looking for elsewhere. Y'all have a great day.